out first. One, when we're using these ropes, you must always make sure that there's equal length on both sides. I don't want to see anybody leave a rope where the tail is dangling off the floor, because then the rope will drop through that block and then we'll have to get the ladders out and put it back up. So be careful where the ropes are and make sure that there's equal amount of rope on both sides. So if I come across anyone who leaves it like that, you'll get a cross next to your name, yeah? And then you'll have to do it again. The next thing I need to point out is obviously when you do the exercise, you'll be suspended slightly from the floor. That's why you're above this mat. So always make sure you're above the mat. Don't want to see anyone swinging, yeah? If I see anyone swinging, it's tempting, but if I see anyone swinging, I'll make sure that the examiner gives you both the chair and the stage to do on Friday. Okay? So let's think about your safety first, because that's what you're being assessed on this week. The tarred marlin is available there for that chair and this one for here. You only really need one piece. To do round season, you need to start off with literally the world's smallest bowling, but they're already there from the last session, the last EDH, so you don't need to worry about that. Just use this. I'll show you how to do the round season in a minute. Okay, so remember where the rope is, be careful about positioning, make sure the mat's underneath you. The first thing we need to do is realistically connect one end of the line to the chair, okay? Connect one end to the chair. I always find it easier just doing that on the floor. Some people put the chair around them first and then do it. It's up to you how you do it, but I find that a little bit more difficult. Alright, so what we need to do to connect the line to the chair is a double sheet bend. So there's the bite, so make sure you send it through both bits, so both bits of rope, both bites. You need to take the end, come up from underneath, do a double sheet bend. So that will be a single sheet bend, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I want to send it round again. Then tuck it under, pull it nice and tight, make sure it's all the way to the top, and that's a double sheet bend, okay? So that's what you must do to secure this line to the chair. You're looking for about 6 to 8 inches on this tail. It can't be too short, but also you don't want it too long, because in reality what you'd do is you'd now seize this off. Okay, actually I'm going to do that. Okay, so guys, there's two bits here and then 2 bits on this side. Okay, so I'll use for this. I'm just going to do the seizing now, but then I'll show you how to do it on the next bit, because I can just crack on and do it. So you want about 6 to 8 inches on this tail. Seize it off just keeps it secure and then avoids it actually pulling away or coming undone. So do your round seizing. Okay, right, so I'll show you how to do that in a minute on this one, because then it's a lot easier because it's at eye level. When we're putting the chair on us, or we're going to step into the chair or whatnot, there's 2 ways that you might think you can do it, but realistically I want to see you do it one way. If I get the chair and I step into it like that, if I was on a ship and the ship was rolling, what's the hazard? Falling over, yeah, and the risk is obviously high, yeah, because I'm on 1 foot, only 1 contact with the deck. So what I'd like you to do is get into the habit, because in reality you'd be PP'd up with a helmet, lift it over your shoulder like so, okay? Don't really want to see anyone stepping in, because people trip up just on here by doing it. So lift it over your shoulder like that, yeah? Good stuff. When you've done that, pull up the tension. So you want it sort of just about where your waist is, yeah? Okay, about there. No higher, because it gets a little bit difficult to do the next bit. Just pass me that tarred marlin. So this is called tarred marlin, okay? Okay, that's just it coming away. Right, so to do what we call round seizing, we've already got the bowlines in there. Okay, so place the tarred marlin there and thread it through the bowline, through the eye formed by the bowline. Yes? Good. Okay, when you started to do the round turns up the rope, it's gone through the eye in the marlin. Can you see that? Pull away from the eye. And what I'd like to see you do is at least 11 round turns. This is quite a long bit of rope, so it might take you a little bit of a while. I might trim it down for you. So that's 3, that's 4. Why are we doing round seizing here?
So it will not move.
So in a second, I'm going to form what's called a self-lowering hitch. And basically this seizes the ropes together, and like you've just told me, stops them from moving. Good. So let's say I've done 11 round turns there. I'm now going to do 2 vertical fraps. So they're round turns, and the turns vertically are called fraps. So I'm going to do 2 fraps. That'll do. And essentially that's what we want to see. So now, if I let go, it's not moving, is it? Yeah, they're seized together, okay? The chair's there, happy days. What I need to do then, this is the bit you need to pay attention to. You need to create this self-lowering hitch. So take your time doing it and think about what you're doing. Take the line through the rope of the chair and form a bite. Bring the bite over your head and shoulders. Pull enough rope through, and you need to make sure you get it over the chair. So make sure you get it over the chair. Be careful, drop it all the way to the floor. Okay, it's there, yeah? And then one by one, step your feet over it. Happy? Okay, that's now brought the bite to the front of you, and you can now pull it up all the way to the top. And that's created what we call a self-lowering hitch. When you have the self-lowering hitch done, okay, you can now remove this round seizing. What's a self-lowering hitch for? It's quite obvious, isn't it?
Yes.
It holds the weight, your weight on the chair, but then if required, you can use it to lower and descend down towards the deck, but in a controlled manner, yeah? You need to do it in a controlled manner. In reality, if you were doing this, you'd have a harness on, you'd have safety lines, you'd have all the safety control measures as per your risk assessment and permit to work. But obviously we're in a classroom. So, what you need to do now, this is where we need to not swing. You basically need to sit on the chair, but make sure that when you're sitting on the chair, you keep this rope pulled down. So, whee! That's fun, isn't it? Yeah? So you can take a little swing. I just don't want to see people doing full Tarzan and swinging all over the ceiling. Okay? So, I can now, if I was to do some work, I'd have my harness on and I'd be attached to a safety line. Okay? I could now use some round seizing to seize off. That was turned for the guys who are filming. Okay, I can now use round seizing to seize this off to there to keep that rope from moving. Yeah, that's secured. I'm secured because I'm harnessed, I've got safety lines, I'm sat on my secure chair, and then obviously I will be free then to obviously do whatever work I need to do. However, if I wanted to descend because I need to inspect the next level down or lower to another deck, yeah, you can hold on here and then just slowly work the rope down, yeah? But you've got to do it slowly because if it slips, you might jolt down, okay? So be careful where your hands are, and then obviously just feed it through.
So what if you want to take it off?
take it up. Usually the process is you start at the top and come down. Okay? You don't use winches on man riding equipment because if it fails, someone's going to get injured or they're going to die. So you just keep feeding it through all the way. I won't go to the bottom. But that's essentially how the self-loading hitch works, yeah? Just take your time with it and work your way down. Alright? Okay, that's the process. Start high up and lower down. Because then it's easier, isn't it? You're just using gravity. There's no like abseiling